A team is only as good as its leader. We're going to go through 5 specific steps on how to make sure you're being a great leader. When we can live life on our terms, on a holistic level, taking into account not just our business lives, but also our health, all of our relationships, from friends, family, to partners, the world changes. All right, so first off, the fact you're checking this out, right on, good for you. I've worked with leadership teams and individuals and CEOs all over the world for over 30 years. And the fact that you have this self-awareness, that in and of itself, to me, really indicates that you're being a good leader, or you have an effort or an energy and desire to become a good leader. And the 5 primary things that we look at when we're looking at great leaders. The first one is we'll use an anti-example. But if we have somebody who, let's say we've got an amazing team. Let's say you've been a leader that's been able to build an amazing team, but you have no vision of where you're going. Meaning nobody really knows what success looks like. We're kind of just reacting to stuff that comes in here and stuff that kind of comes in there. We could do this, we could do that. And this is what unfortunately most organizations are like. But to be a truly effective, great leader, you need to come up with a vision. So that when you have that vision, this is where we're going and how we're getting there. Imagine a rowboat. If you've got a rowboat and you've got a great team in that rowboat, but you don't even really have a defined direction you're going. Well, maybe we're going this way, maybe we're going that. You're gonna have people in there that are bouncing against each other, bumping oars, going in a circle, going back and forth, not really going anywhere. But when you create that unified, clear, simple vision, and you know where you're going, and say, all right, we're going under that bridge, 2 miles away, everybody lean in and go. 1, 2. You get everybody on the same page, amazing things happen and you can start to move really fast. So the first thing is coming up with some sort of clear vision. Now, let's say that you have that same great team, you've got a great team, and you have the vision. And you say, all right, let's go do this. Well, a lot of times what happens is as teams evolve, they start getting stronger. They create that vision. Okay, this is good. But we're not really clear on who's accountable for what. And as a result, we end up stepping on each other's toes. We try and do things in a different way. Nobody's owning it. Everybody's trying to help solve the same problems. Everybody's getting in everybody else's grill, always worrying about other shit. Instead, okay, what we can do is once we have that vision, is create clear accountabilities and expectations so that everybody on the team knows who is accountable for what. Not, I thought, that's where stuff falls through the cracks. Oh, I thought she had it, no, I'm supposed to do it? Oh, okay, well, I didn't know. If your team doesn't know that, if they're not crystal clear on the accountabilities, this is where investing the time and energy to create some sort of, you can call it an accountability chart, you can call it a functional org chart, but crystal clear about who owns what. It's a little crude, but I like to say one throat to choke. Something happens, how do we know who's accountable for what? So we have the vision, that's number 1. Number 2, clear accountabilities. Well, now you're gonna start cooking with gas. Things are gonna start moving faster and faster. Now the third thing is making sure that you have some sort of metrics or way that the teams can actually track how they're being successful. How do I know as a contributor, did I win this week? Did I do what I was supposed to do? Excuse me. If you imagine a football team, the different parts of the team are pretty clear. How many yards did the quarterback throw for? How many catches did the receivers catch? How many yards did the defense prevent the offense from achieving? How many sacks did the offense line prevent from happening to theirs? So when you look at this, there's ways to do that, but how can we define for the leadership team, we know who's accountable. Now, how can we make sure that everybody on that team knows, are they being successful? That's the next step, is making sure, how do we know if we won or lost this week? And usually we want to have those in weekly meetings, or have a weekly meeting, but then in a weekly metric that says, did we win or lose? This is going to help you progress in a much quicker fashion. And we'll start saying, okay. And the other thing is it's going to shine a light on maybe those people who aren't doing a great job. Now, in some cases, somebody who's struggling, maybe they haven't had the tools, or they don't have the skills, or maybe they've just got a really big headwind, and as a team we need to come together and support them. In other cases, maybe it smokes out somebody who's maybe in the wrong seat. They aren't necessarily great at what they're doing. Or maybe they just aren't trying, or maybe it's not clear on what the accountabilities are. But so the first step, vision. Second step, making sure people are clear on how they're contributing to achieve that vision. Third, that we have some sort of metric to decide did we win or lose that week. And then the fourth is making sure that we do have those right people in the right seats. This is Jim Collins. Our right people are on the right seats in the bus. But thinking about who are the people that share our values, they're in lockstep with who they are, who we are. These are the people that we have the ability to trust. We have candid conversations, we're direct, and we all understand the vision. We're in lockstep with how we're going there. Now, the other piece is that they're in the right seat, meaning that they're exceptional at what they do. The biggest impact that helps drive organizations when they really hit the hockey stick, and I've seen this over and over and over, is when not only do we have a clear vision, we know where we're going, but we start using metrics to make decisions rather than our gut, and we start hiring people who are absolute amazing at something, at a job. And they come in and they tell us how to do it. Not putting somebody who's smart in there and let them figure it out, but no, somebody who's going to help drive it. So the fourth piece is making sure that as we build these teams, we have the right person, they share our values, and the right seats. Now, if you have somebody who's not necessarily the right person, doesn't mean they're a bad person at all. It just means they're not necessarily going to be healthy and part of your team. And these people actually will chip away at your organization in ways that you can never imagine. They will take so much energy, they'll almost act like a cancer within the organization. They may be doing a good job at what they're doing, but they're hurting the rest of the organization in other ways. And this is where making sure that you focus on building the right people in the right seats is going to help drive that. All right, and then the last piece to really, really, really ensure a team is only as good as the leader is the trust. If the leader isn't building all of these components, then things aren't going to work. But the trust has to start with the leader. And it needs to be a vulnerability-based trust. It needs to be a trust in that leadership team that I have the ability to call somebody out, including the senior leader, not because I'm being mean or for my vertical or my fiefdom or my ego, but for the betterment of the organization. And that leader models a behavior that says, yeah, I'm curious, I want to understand. I don't agree. Actually, it frustrates me a little bit, but that's okay. I'm curious. Help me understand why. And is curious and genuinely is listening to hear, not listening to solve. So that you can have a good disagreement. Good, healthy teams, leaders who are great leaders, build healthy teams that have those disagreements. But it's for the betterment of the organization. And when you look, if you really genuinely want to create a great leadership team, you're only as good as the senior leader. You're only as good as its leader. And that leader has to ensure those 5 steps, that everybody knows the clear vision of where we're going, that everyone knows how they're contributing to achieve that vision, that we have metrics and communications that we hold everybody ruthlessly and consistently accountable, that we have a great way of building the right people in the right seats, and that we have that very deep vulnerability-based trust. But when you do this, extraordinary things happen. I've helped organizations go from entrepreneurial to billion-dollar market caps. It is amazing. So if you found any value with this, you're always welcome to go to lifeon-yourterms.com. We talk about protecting the entire asset, being the individual, and looking at a whole healthy work-life integration. We talk about that in the book and on the courses there. Please subscribe, check us out. If you have any other questions, always reach out. Keep smiling.